What's up, party people? My name is Darrel, and today in this video, I'm going to show you all how to create a booking website using the WooCommerce Bookings plugin. Now, this plugin is very diverse. There is a lot of different ways you can charge your customers based off of time, off of how many people, etc. Now, I'm going to give you a few examples in this tutorial. So I'll first be talking about classes and something on the hourly rate, and then we'll be talking more about hotels, motels, where you can charge based off the type of room and also the type of people as well. So here, for instance, I'm just imagining that I'm a yoga instructor and we have different trainers. So here we have Darrel and we also have John. Now right here, we can see that we have bookings available throughout the week. Now you can see right here 10 a.m. is missing because I've actually already booked 10 a.m. So when people actually book this, the time will disappear. Or you can actually allow a certain amount of students to be in your course. Maybe you're like a one-on-one trainer, or if you have a lot of students, it would work both ways. So here, for instance, I'll just select the time, and then your customers will click on book now, and that'll be it. That'll be the end of the booking, and then they'll get a confirmation in their email, and so will you. So this is an example of like a booking for people that are running a salon or barber or some sort of physical training or yoga, etc. Next, we have hotel, motel / Airbnb. Now, you can charge again on various different styles. So you can also charge based off the type of people. So if you have adults or children, you can charge more just specifically for adults. But I kept it simple here. So I just said, you know what, we have one adult. And right here, I want the deluxe room. And I want the deluxe room from the 20th to the 23rd right there. And then here, I'll select book now. So you can see how it charges $100 a day. And from the 20th to the 23rd, I'll be charged around $400, and then they can book, and then that's it. So it's pretty straightforward and pretty self-explanatory. Now, to be quite honest, this plugin is a little intimidating at first, and if you probably got it for your first time, you won't understand it. So I'll do my best to help you all in this video because I know it can be very confusing. Now, the WooCommerce Bookings plugin costs around $249 from WooCommerce. Additionally, you guys can go ahead and purchase it from GPL websites like GPL Mall. The only difference is that this website will not give you support and WooCommerce will. But it's the same plugin. So if that's something that you're interested in, you guys can go ahead and buy it from GPL Mall for 15 bucks. And then later down the road, once you guys kind of rely on it, maybe you'd want to switch over and purchase it from WooCommerce, etc. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just get started here. So the first thing that you're going to have to do, obviously, is you're going to actually have to upload the plugin. I hope you know how to do that because if you don't know how to use WooCommerce yet, then maybe this video is not for you. But I think most of you know how to install plugins, etc. So let's just say you're brand new, etc. You would just go to plugins, installed plugins, add new, and then once you actually get the plugin, you'll click on upload and you'll upload the plugin right there. All right. Okay, let's get started. So right here we have products, and then we're going to go to all products. So technically, when you're booking products, they are considered products. So you would go under products, etc. So first off, we have product name right here. So I'm just gonna say, for instance, that I am a yoga class. So this is gonna be the Darrel's yoga class. Now I want to say up front, guys, that this plugin is, if there's one setting that's wrong, just one, the entire system does not work. So at times it can be very frustrating, so just bear with me if you don't get it there in time. But we'll make it. We'll make it together. So here we have product data, and I want to select a bookable product. See that? Bookable product. So what we're first going to do is again, we're just going to go ahead and imagine that we are a salon company. Now you can do this for various things like barbers, etc. So just kind of imagine, and I'll kind of help you understand how to make this work. So the first thing that we're going to do right here is we have fixed blocks, and I want to go ahead and just select the fixed blocks, and I want to select by the hour. So that's basically saying that I want to basically have people to book by the hour. Now right here we have the calendar type, and I want the calendar always visible. Here requires confirmation. Now I personally wouldn't check either of these boxes because this box right here will actually delay payment. So they're going to try to book first, and then payment will not be taken during checkouts, which can be, that can lose a lead. So I would not have that checked. But if you want to have that checked, you are more than welcome to have that checked. And then can be canceled. Check this box if the booking can be canceled by the customer. So again, that is strictly up to you and your business. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is click on Has Resources. So what resources is basically saying the type. So let me just give you an example right here. So I'm going to go ahead and say label. So I'm saying now trainers. All right. And the trainers are going to be, the customer will select that. So if this is selected to automatically assign right here, you're going to see that Darrel and John will no longer be available. It's just going to automatically select one. So if you have the customer selected, they can go ahead and pick what they want. And then right here we have resources. So I'm going to go ahead and add a resource. I'm going to add Darrel. All right, and then we'll also have John. Okay. Now right here we have base cost, and then we have the block cost. Now with the base cost right here, this is basically saying maybe Darrel's a better trainer than John, and Darrel's like a much more prestigious person because maybe this person doesn't have enough training yet. So this person's actually going to get charged $20 more because he's a little bit more experienced in this field. So you can actually kind of price based off the experience of the person or just based off the demand. If that person's getting a lot of, people are trying to book them all the time, you can go ahead and have that set as well. All right. So now that I've shown you guys how to set this up right here, let's go ahead and talk about the availability. So right here we have the max blocks per booking, which I'm going to say is 1 right here. Now right here for resources, let's say for instance that you want to go ahead and put certain times Darrel or John is available. You can do that right here under the edit resource. So I'll quickly go over this just in case. So right here we have the add range, and right here we can do something like on Mondays Darrel's available from we'll do from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Something like that. Or you can just say all week. So what this is going to do is that it's going to actually help. It's going to help the computer and the booking system understand when Darrel is available or not. Because if they book outside of that range, then it won't let them book Darrel because it's outside of the normal, booking time, etc. All right, and then here I'll click on Updates. Now, again, there's other various situations. So let me just go ahead and step further here and say, let's say Darrel is not available on Thursdays. So, or maybe he's available on Thursdays, but only from 12 or something like that. So here I'll book 10 a.m. to around 12 p.m. So he's only available for like 2 hours of the day. I'm going to put bookable, and you see this priority right here. So what priority means is I want this rule to supersede this rule. So I want this rule to be a little bit more serious than this rule. So regardless of what this says, this rule will always apply. So now I'm saying I always want Thursday, no matter what this says, I want Darrel to have the hours of 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Thursdays, no matter what. All right. And then right here, I'll click on Updates. Okay. Now, if you're running a class, let's say you're running a class of like 30 people, then you'd want to go ahead and change this to 30. So now Darrel can support up to 30 people on that specific one time. Now, generally, I'm a one-on-one trainer, so I only can handle one person at one time. So the available quantity right here is 1 only. And then here, I'll click on Updates. All right, so that is a resource. I know that was kind of, it was kind of a lot. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go back right here, see if I can push my way back with WordPress. Here we go. Let's see if I can do this here. All right, I'm actually just going to go back to products. I don't think I'm going to make it. So products right here. And right here we have Darrel's yoga class, and it's in draft still, so good for us. Okay. So right here has resources, and we have Darrel and John. All right. So if you want to go ahead and edit, here I'll go ahead and put my cost of $20 for Darrel. If you want to go and edit the resource right here, you are more than welcome to do that. So that's how you would do that. Now you see how everything went to draft. When I mess around with these products, I recommend just publishing them, because what that's going to do is that it's going to save your work and you can always adjust it later. All right. So now that I've done that right there, we've actually changed the availability. We have the resources. I'll select here. I'll put classes or trainers. And then I'll go ahead and click on updates just because I want that to save. And then right here, I'll scroll down. So resources, everything looks good. Next, we'll go to availability. So right here, we have max booking per block. I have one. And then right here, we have the maximum block bookable. So the max block bookable is basically saying what's the minimum days into the future? Well, I want to put 0 here. Now, the maximum block bookable into the future. You know, I don't know what I'll be doing in 12 months from now. So, you know, I don't want people to book 3 months after my schedule. So I don't want them to book in the future too far, because I don't know what I'll be doing then. And maybe you don't know either. So this is just basically saying I don't want people to book anywhere past 3 months off my schedule, because maybe I'll have something to do, etc. So that's basically all that's saying right there. And then right here, all dates are not available by default, because we are actually going to set our own specific dates. And right here we have a range type. So what I'm going to do here is, okay, look, I want to go ahead and select a time range all week. So when are we in business here, or when are we operating? Well, let's go ahead and say this. Well, we're going to be open from around 9 a.m. to around 8 p.m. 8 p.m. and this is bookable, yes. So that's pretty much it right there. So this is basically saying the time that people can book within our salon or whatever you want to call it, our yoga class, etc. All right, so now that we've done that right there, let's go ahead now and go to cost right now. So right here we have the base cost. Now the base cost is just the actual price. It's like a flat fee basically. And then also we have the block cost. Now the block and the base cost, the block is actually a little bit more for hotels. So let me give you an example right here. So right here, if I were to book this right here to this right here, this is 3 blocks. So it would be $150. Now if I did the base cost, it's only going to cost $50 for all 3 days, because it only really counts it as like a one-time fee. So when you see the per block and the base cost, remember, base is like a one-time fee, and then block is for every single block you're getting charged for, which is ideal, which is what most businesses do today. There is some scenarios where you'd want base cost. So for this one, we're going to do base cost, because we're just going to go ahead and book, because they're only booking 1 hour. So I'm going to charge them per the hour. So I'm going to charge them $30, and the display cost right there is also $30. Now, let me just go ahead and get a little advanced here. So right here, I'm gonna click on add range. Now add range right here, I'm gonna go ahead and select the date range. So for the date range, so into the future, so from April 1st to April 30th, if somebody decides to book, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give them $10 off for booking in the future. So you can also set this up like that. So this right here is the base cost. So I'm giving them minus $10 off the base cost if they book from April 1st to April 30th. I hope that makes sense, right? You guys got it? Still with me? And then you can kind of do the same thing. Ironically though, they don't have the priority here, which is strange. They should, but because if I were to add another range, it looks like they need to add a priority. Maybe they'll add that in a future update, huh? So right here, I'll add in some description. This is the best yoga class ever. And then right here, I will add in a let's see, a picture of the girl. We'll do this one. This one here. She's good. She's good. All right. So let's take a look here. Now, guys, sometimes even I make mistakes. So if you make mistakes, I know it can be very frustrating. you'll need to go back and look at what you did wrong, because, oh, guess what? I just found something I did wrong. So for the fixed blocked, we're booking by the hour. So always go back and kind of double check stuff. If something doesn't work, check your resources rules. Maybe one of the rules conflicted. I might actually have a conflict with my base price here and also the base price here. So we'll see what happens, because even myself, the plugin tends to either it'll work with each other or it'll conflict. So just cross the fingers and hope it works here. So let's go ahead and go to view product. All right. So you can see here how we have John, and then we also have Darrel. So right here, I'll go ahead and select the date. All right, so perfect. So we have from 9 to 7. Now right here, I selected 9 a.m. and you can see it cost $50. So right here, the base cost is $30. And if you go to the resources, Darrel is charging another $20 for his services because he's a better trainer. So you can charge based off a person, off a specific amount as well. Now, even myself, let's go ahead and see if we booked into the future. I believe we booked in April, right? So it looks like right here, if I booked in April, oh, it worked. So you see how the booking cost is now $20, because remember I applied the rule, if they book in the future, I want to give them a $10 off because they're booking in advance. So yeah, that's basically how you would apply something like a yoga class, etc. So let's do Darrel's Hotel. Darrel's Hotel, and right here under product data, we're going to do bookable product. Okay. Now we can actually select both here. So has persons. So this means people. Does this booking, will it include people? Will this booking include certain styles? Like this would be something like man, woman, children. This would be something like basic, deluxe, suite. So that's what has resources mean and has persons mean. So right here, I'm going to select a customer defined blocks of days. So now we're going to go ahead and select days because people are going to book generally by the day there, right? I hope that makes sense here. All right. And then right here, we're going to go ahead and let them select what they can pick right there. Now you would want to change this to something like maybe 30. So the maximum duration is saying how many days can this person stay at your hotel? How long can they book for? Can they book for 2 months? Can they book for a month? Can they book for 7 days? I'm going to say, look, because most tourist visas around the world are generally 30 days. So I'm going to say, look, this guy can stay at my hotel, but he can only stay up to 30 days at my hotel. He cannot stay longer than that. So that right there looks good. Next, let's go ahead and scroll down. We can go to resources. So what kind of rooms are you offering? Well, I'm going to go ahead and select add a resource. And this is going to be like the basic room. Here, tell you what, trash room. I don't know, those expats out there like to stay in those hostels. So we just imagine that's a hostel, And then this right here is the deluxe room. The deluxe room. All right, so now there's 2 rooms. So I'm gonna put rooms. Now we have the trash room and we have the deluxe room, and this is gonna have an additional cost, additional block cost of $20. Now the reason why I selected block cost here is because if I go over here and I select 3 days, it's gonna charge them only one time, but I wanna charge them per block for this specific room. So it's per day basically. So that's why I'm selecting that. So before I go on any further right here, oh, you know what? I didn't even know that. If you scroll with your mouse, it changes. Huh, interesting. Before I go on any further right here, I'm gonna go ahead and click on publish, because if I click on the resources, guys, it might actually delete everything and it'll go back on draft. So when you're using this, I would just update just because whatever. Right here we have the resources are, and then again, you want to select customer selected so they can pick. Now, if you don't want them to select it, you can just do automatically assigned. All right. So let's go ahead and go to the trash room, and we're going to edit the resource. Now, the reason why we need to edit this resource is how many of these are available? Well, I'm going to say, yikes, I don't know, 30, and then right here we have the date range. So I'll just say, uh, you know, date range of, we'll just say there's 30 available. You know, that's it. There's 30 available, and that's it. You can select day by day, you know, or if you want to do that, but I'm just saying that there's 30 available, and that's pretty much it. And here I'll click on publish. All right. So let's go ahead and go back to products here. That's kind of annoying. We have to go back and do that every single time. Click on edit over here. Now you'd also need to do the same thing for the deluxe room. So you need to go to edit resource, and you would also need to go ahead and select how many are available. So we want to know when the room runs out. So maybe there's no more rooms available. So I'm just basically saying that room can't be booked more than that many specific times within a month. All right. So right here, availability. So right here we have max per booking block. So I'm going to basically say that the same person cannot book the same block more than once, because that would make no sense. And then again, right here, this is the same rules. So the minimum block book available into the future, and then the maximum block bookable. So I don't want them to book maybe 3 months into the future, because maybe there's a big event coming up and we have to charge more for the rooms. And then right here are available by default, because unless you're going to select specific days that they can book, then we want them all available by default. And when someone actually hits the amount of times they book the room, the room will no longer be available. So that's basically how you can kind of track how many people are booking the room. That's pretty much it for availability. Now right here, we'll go to cost. So we're going to select block cost here. So what I'm going to do now is saying, well, okay, so how much does the room cost? The room on average costs $50, and the display cost is $50. And if you want to book in the future, you can also charge a discount if you want to do that. That's up to you. I've already shown you a little bit about range type. So here you can kind of add or multiply or whatever based off a certain time. So maybe there's a big event. Let's say there's a big event in March. So from March 1st to the 15th, we're going to go ahead and add, I don't know. Oh no, block cost. It would be block cost. We're going to add $20 to every block in March, because there is a big event coming up and we want to screw people out of their money, something like that, right? So yeah, like that. There in March, yeah. So that's just an example, but you know, I'm not going to do that, but I'm just, you know, just giving you an example. Persons. So right here we have persons. So we have minimum persons, and then we also have maximum persons. And you can just read this right here. The minimum number of persons booking and the maximum number of persons booking. So maybe you don't want more than like 5 people in your room or something like that. So you're going to say, look, man, the most people that can stay in the room is 4. All right. And that's pretty much it, you know? So right here, we can also go ahead and multiply all costs by the persons counts, count persons as a booking, or enable person types, which we are going to do right here because I want to give you an example. So right here, I'm going to add a person type. And we'll just say that this is for adults. So again, we can charge adults for the base cost or a block cost. So what that means right there is basically saying we can charge an adult for a one-time booking or every single booking. So I'm going to get greedy here and say, you know what? I want to charge them $10 for every single time that, for every single block. You know, that's how much I want to charge. That's how much I want to charge them. Now, I'm not leaving a max or min. So right here, I'm just charging them for $10 per block. Next, let's do children. So right here, person type, child. And then again, they're not being charged anything whatsoever. So that's pretty much it right there. So, all right. And here I'll go ahead and select a product image. So this one right here. All right, I think we're all ready to rock and roll right here. So cost, $50 per block. The deluxe room, that's going to be charged a little bit more. And on top of that, they're going to be charged a little bit more because they're an adult. So, and that's basically charging them more for the room because, I mean, adults have to book the room, right? So, all right, so let's click on update here. And all right, let's see right now what we have done. Let's take a look here. So right here, I'll click on view product. All right, cool. So Darrel's Hotel. And I didn't put any description, and I probably should have. So let's first just go ahead and say, okay, I want one adult right here. And I'll select the room from the 24th to the 27th. So you can see here how we're charging $50 a room, right? So 50, 100, 150, 200, and we're also charging them $10 for each adult every night. So right here, 10, 10, 10, 10 equals 240. Now, if I add 2 children, they're being charged nothing right there. So that's basically how you can do that. And right here, if I add 2 adults, you're going to see that the price actually goes up. So if you want to go ahead and apply that routes or something to your booking, you're more than welcome to do that. Right here, we can select a deluxe room. And the deluxe room right here costs a little bit more. So right here, I'm going to select, I'll select 1 adult. And I'll select from 20 to 320. And the price now goes to $320. So you can see there how there was a small price increase. And you can also put that in the description so people can actually see it. So they won't be like, oh, why is this more, or why do I have to pay? So this went from 320 to 240. Now let's just take a quick look of if I can book a lot more people. You see that how it says the maximum booking is 4. So now that is basically saying that there can't be more than 4 people in this room. If they're renting a suite, maybe we can go ahead and, you know, hook them up if they're getting a suite. But for the average person right there, that's basically going to be it. So WooCommerce actually has some really good documentation. Some of it's good documentation on, let's say, for instance, you are doing party rental equipment using persons or resources, recording studio with different rates. They have Arctic Adventures, booking yoga classes after or pre-purchasing after 10 sessions. So there's just so many different type of scenarios on everyone's activities and everyone's type of client. So right here, gym memberships, etc. So I'll go ahead and leave this link as well for you in the description, and maybe this will actually help you decide if you can find something for your type of booking, because I know everyone out there has a specific type. So I hope this was helpful, guys. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or if there's something else that I wasn't covering, because I know bookings can get a little complicated at times, but I wish you all the best, guys. I really do. My name is Darrel Wilson, and I will see all of you party people in the next video, guys. Take care.